today we have Sade and Mama Conjure. Welcome. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
Hi, everyone.
I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous, Mama Conjure.
Don't be nervous.
I talk to Sade all the time. She's like I call her my cousin, my long distance cousin. But thank you so much. This is an honor to have you here, I must say. But before we get started, we're here today to discuss you're having a service coming up, but we're going to discuss this is Hoodoo 101, so it's the basics. But today our topic is uncrossing. You have a ritual coming up, uncrossing ritual. So I reached out to Sade and I was like, you know what? Let's have a clubhouse and just share with people what uncrossing is and what crossing is and all that good stuff. But before we start with that, I just want you to introduce yourselves and tell people where you're from and what you do, and we'll get started from there.
Okay, well, I'm Sade. I'm Mama Conjure, and we are a third generation Conjure. And a lot of you that are on the call are familiar with us, but we are a spiritual company that specializes in spiritual products and services that are catered to the practice of hoodoo. We also aim to build awareness and education about the practice as well. And we are in Birmingham, Alabama, but we sell online. And we're here to help people.
I love that. And you've definitely helped me. I just want to I was just thinking before this post, and I was like, you guys really gathered me together. I was a hot mess about a year ago. Had lost, had no, just like, confused, like a whole bunch of stuff was going on, especially during that pandemic time,
We've all had that time in our lives.
Yeah. And you guys gathered me, you had supported me, and I just want to thank you. And this is another reason why I'm here to help share, what your gifts and what you're doing and how you are helping people, because you definitely helped me. So I wanted to, so you are from Alabama, and I wanted to just start just kind of giving an idea, just a basic idea, of what it is that you do.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Well, what do you mean? What do we do?
Like describe, like, we like hoodoo, like, what is it? Like, what, as if you're talking to like first graders of hoodoo, you know what I mean? Can you just basically give us a definition? Like, how would you say, okay, this is...
Okay. Well, basically, hoodoo is a way of life. Something that I was brought up in, something that Mama Conjure was as well. But hoodoo is a spiritual practice, and it emerged out of the oppression of Africans enslaved in America. Knowledge of the practice is normally passed down through lineage. This practice utilizes metaphysical and medicinal properties of herbs and roots, and it also relies heavily on ancestor veneration. And, I do want to make a point that there is no hoodoo without the ancestors. That's right.
Yeah. So how did and Mama Conjure, how young were you when you started?
Oh my goodness. I was brought up in it. I can remember as a little girl, my grandmother played a big part in my life. Mm. So I just remember doing things that, as a young woman, later on, I would always say it was, that's just superstition, but it wasn't superstition. It was a way of life.
Sure.
And then I started applying those ways to my life as I moved out. And then I started to teach my children what I had learned as well.
Mm.
But it wasn't, we didn't call it hoodoo. My grandmother didn't walk around, and my mother didn't walk around and say, we're going to learn hoodoo today. No, right. It was just things that we did, such as sweeping the front of our yard.
Sure.
We didn't have much grass out there, but I later learned, hey, she was sweeping away any possible tricks that could have been, because the lady down the street also practiced hoodoo.
Ah, interesting. That's a good, thank you for
so
sharing
it was
that.
just a way of life. It wasn't hey, we're going to learn this today. It was just things that you did in your life that bettered your life, that helped you. And and it worked. And I started to teach my children as they were growing up of what I had learned.
Very cool. So you have this monthly, you have what is called a ritual, a group ritual. Do you want to describe that and tell people what that is?
Well, we do a monthly group ritual for different conditions. And when I say conditions, uncrossing is one of those conditions. And conditions are for different things that you have going on in your life, such as if you're doing money drawing, that's a condition. If you're doing uncrossing, which is what we're doing right now, that's a condition. So this month we catered it to uncrossing because that's one of the first steps when you get into this practice. So I think it's best that we take it from the top and start with uncrossing and then move on as we talk about and discuss, the process and what I talk about as far as my education on our YouTube and also on our Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a process to everything.
Right. So uncrossing, like, how would you, so to uncross, you'd have to be crossed, correct?
Correct.
So how would you know, like, if you were crossed in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, it can come in different forms. Constant blockages in your life, bad luck that it just seems like you take one step forward and two steps backwards. Mm-hmm. Negative thoughts. When your life it just seems like it's out of control a lot of times. You can't keep a job. You have issues in relationships. Mm-hmm. You even health issues. Your money's never right, and it could even be emotional. You walk in the house and you're just mad with people for no reason. Mm. It comes in many, many different ways. And a lot of people get crossing and curses confused. Those are two different things.
Can you tell us the difference between those two?
A crossing is just what I described. Things are just not going right in your life. It can come from self-inflicted. Mm. You can cross your own self up, or it can come from you being out in the world and being around negative people, or it can come from people throwing something at you, a trick at you to disrupt your life. A curse is something much deeper than that. And it can come in the form verbal. And a lot of the times when people are crossed up, it actually comes from a generational curse. A lot of times. That'll be the root of it. Mm. But uncrossing is a whole lot easier to clear up than a curse is. A curse takes a lot of energy. It takes directly at you. Something being thrown directly at you.
Right.
Or your family.
Sure. And so that would take like a different type of work than uncrossing.
It would take a little bit more work.
Okay.
Applied to it.
Okay.
It depends on what you're crossed up in.
Gotcha.
It really is.
So you have an uncrossing ritual coming up, a group ritual, which I've actually, thank you so much for doing these. I mean, I've benefited from all the various ones you've done in the past, and I look forward to this one. Is there something that people should be aware of? Like, how do you prepare to, so say that they're like, okay, that sounds like me. That sounds like, that they're crossed. So what do I do next? Like, what do they do next?
The first thing that I would actually tell them to do first is to take some type of spiritual bath. Okay? If you don't have the money to buy a bath that has all the herbs that can help you, there's certain things that you can also do that's simple, such as a coffee bath, such as a salt bath, to try and cleanse yourself, some of that negative energy off of you. It depends on how deep and how built up that energy is on you. You'll know that by the manifestations in your life. And then the next thing I would tell them, because when you have to think of it like this. When you're crossed up, let's take just the natural part of it. Every day when you go to work, you go out into the world, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you're coming in contact with all different types of people. Negative energy, bad attitudes, haters on the job.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Walmart, you got a bad cashier, somebody cross you. Negative energy, okay? Now that energy can be absorbed. You can absorb that if you don't have any type of protection. So now you can come home and you in the same state that you just left out there in the world. So it's really important that you constantly try to cleanse yourself, not just one time. One uncrossing or one spiritual bath is not going to do it. It's the same way as you take a bath every day. You're going to come home from work and you're going to take off all that dirt and that grime from the world. Now, your spiritual body is more important than that physical body because it dictates what that physical body does. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is clean that spiritual body as well. You want to get rid of all that negative, stagnated energy that you've attracted or somebody sent at you or you've inflicted on yourself. Because a lot of times, it's not that anybody has done anything to you. A lot of times you do it to yourself, such as imposing self-inflicted crossings. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm just an idiot. Oh, you're crossing yourself up right there. I'm so broke. I have no money in the bank. You're crossing yourself up. So sometimes you got to uncross your own from your own self.
Life and death is in the tongue. Yeah, of course.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't have to cross you up. They don't have to light a candle on you. I can say to you, you ain't nothing and never will be nothing. I'm crossing you right then. But if you don't cleanse that negative energy off of you, now that's going to build up and it's going to build up. And things are going to get worse in your life. And you'll notice that. So you have to constantly do a cleansing because we are all in this human body. So we all have our bad days. So what you have to do is cleanse and try and get that spirit right. And once you cleanse, you're stripping away. But now you're stripping away the negative. Now you've got to apply something positive to you. That's where your protection oil comes in. Mm-hmm. So you're stripping away, but you're adding. You still got to have balance there. Same way when you take a bath. You get out of the shower, clean away all that earthly dirt. Now you're going to shield up and protect your skin. You're going to put on some lotion. It's no different than the spiritual.
Amazing. That's great. So once
and I hate to be so long-winded, but I get
we love it. I want you to be as long-winded as possible. I'm just soaking it up. This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. It's very powerful. I just feel like people should know. They, like you said, like you can go to work and have people thinking negative things or throwing stuff at you and not even know it, and then come home and yell at your husband or your kids. And
you kick the dog, everything, and you don't even know what's wrong.
Right.
And if you don't cleanse, you're constantly building up that negative energy.
Right.
And it's got to manifest itself some way in your life.
It's layering.
And it's going to manifest itself.
Right. It's layering the negativity.
That's right.
And to counter that, what I've been learning and practicing is layering in the counter of that, layering of the protection, layering of the money work, the prosperity work, the spiritual healing work, and sort of moving away from having that congestion of negativity.
That's right.
And, I just don't attract the same things anymore.
Right.
I don't have the same people in my life anymore,
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Things will completely change. And you'll start seeing your thought pattern change. You'll even start looking different.
That's amazing. And so you really have to want that shift, because some people can be so conditioned to that negative frequency and vibration in their life.
That's right. That's right. You're very true on that.
And to really want that freedom that this practice, this lifestyle brings.
You know, I listen to Sade all the time. I don't talk very much on social media, or you hear from me in the emails. That really is me in the emails. And then I'll say, oh my God, she has really got to do some cleansing. But the first thing she's got to do prayer and meditation on herself and want to make that change. Mm-hmm. Because if you're constantly, you want change in your life and you're not doing anything to make that change, then it's not going to happen. You can do all the cleansing in the world.
Right.
It's still not going to happen.
It's like eating. It's like taking sea moss or something, like a cleanse for your body, but you're still eating McDonald's.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly right.
But on
great example.
On a spiritual level.
That's right.
So I wanted to say, okay, so you have let's tell everyone the date of your uncrossing. Cause, I'm in. You've already convinced me that I sign me up. So let's tell everyone the date and what you're actually doing and what they would expect if they were to sign up for this group ritual that you're having.
The group ritual is March the 9th, and it's going to take place about 6 p.m. But we do still have the sign up available until Monday. We're going to shut that down about 7 p.m. And this is this upcoming Monday. I think some people on Instagram got confused and thought I was talking about yesterday. But all of the rituals we post on our social media platforms, so you can see that on our Instagram and also on our Facebook. But another thing that I tell people to do along with the spiritual cleanse is to also give an offering to their ancestors prior to any group ritual.
Do you want to go over that really quickly about Ancestor Veneration, how important that is?
Yeah, Ancestor Veneration is very, very important to this practice. Like I said, without the ancestors, you don't have hoodoo. Mm-hmm. So basically, Ancestor Veneration is the practice of honoring and showing appreciation to your ancestors, as the belief is that they have influence on you on this physical realm and can assist you in this physical realm. So as far as an offering, what I typically do prior to my rituals, I'll give an offering of food. I'll make sure that I have clean water and, a live flower, some flowers on my altar as well. I may get something like alcohol, like a liquor offering, or, if you do have some ancestors that you did know in this physical realm, some things that they like, while they were alive. Right. Yeah, because there is no hoodoo without your ancestors. You've got to show the gratitude of the sacrifices that they've made for you to be. You are your ancestors. Your ancestors are you. So, that's the number one thing that is so important is your ancestors being there to assist and guide you. They're there regardless, but you need to show reverence for their sacrifices. Mm-hmm. That's just like if you got two children and one child is so selfish and never pays your attention, never talks to you, you're going out every day, you're working to make sure that they have everything that they need to survive, but they're not grateful. Mm. Then you have another child that comes, hey, Mom, how you doing? I love you. Thank you for all that you do. What you're going to do with that one child that's so grateful, you're going to give them their needs, but you're also going to give them their wants. Mm-hmm. That other child, you're going to give them their needs, but you ain't finna go out your way to give them their wants because they're not grateful. They're not appreciative. Mm-hmm. Your ancestors are the same way. They're there for you. They're going to protect you. They're going to guide you, but they're not going to go out of their way when you're not even showing reverence to them and showing them how much you appreciate the sacrifices. And one thing that really bothers me is to see people say, this day, I am not my ancestors. Yes, you are your ancestors. And that's disrespectful.
Right.
I just had to get that out there. That's really been bothering me.
No, thank you. I'm going to shout it out. I agree. That's I absolutely agree with that.
Yes.
So
your ancestors are so extremely important in this practice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's step one, connecting with the ancestors in whatever way.
Yes.
And Sade, you have a few YouTube videos that go over that wonderfully done. So if anyone has any questions or confused about anything about Ancestor Veneration, you can check out your Third Generation Conjure YouTube page.
But there's also, I know it looks like I'm taking the floor, but I just...
You have the floor. It's your floor.
Yeah. I talk all the time. There is a lot of people put a whole lot of emphasis on setting up the altar, and that is important. But the very first thing is you got to build a relationship with them. And it could be as simple as this. When I first started my ancestor altar, years and years ago, I had one person that was sitting up there, and I just had a picture of him. And I would just sit there and talk to the picture. And when you set up your ancestor altar, don't be surprised if it's very emotional, because you're going to have a conversation with them just like you and I are having a conversation. It's not a formal, you got to say these words. No, you sit there and you talk to them. You tell them about your day. You tell them what you're going through. And then you'll start seeing doors open. Mm. Then you thank them. Put them a glass of water out. So it's not the starting out if you're not sure where to start. It could be just that simple. Mm-hmm. It's sitting there, building to my ancestors known and unknown that have my best interests at heart. Mm-hmm. I welcome you to come and help me, to advise me, to guide me. And then start telling them what you're going through. But don't go to your ancestors just for your needs.
Right.
You go there, you have a conversation with them. Don't go to them and say, oh, I want this, I want that. Have respect. You go there and you talk to them and build the relationship. And you'll notice a lot of things you won't even have to ask for.
Sure. That's amazing.
I've had manifestations for even people, even myself and other people, before I even lit a candle. Mm-hmm. I'm going to shut up now.
Oh, no. No. Don't do that. That's the opposite of what we want, Mama Conjure. That's
I didn't realize you heard.
So,
I said it there loud.
No, this is such great information, and thank you so much for sharing. So you do have a uncrossing ritual coming up. First step is making some sort of effort to connect with your ancestors. Well, connect with your ancestors. And how can they reach out to sign up for this uncrossing or any other services that you offer and products?
Well, you can visit our website for the ritual sign up. It's www.thirdgenerationconjure.com. And there is a link with the group rituals. And we do have a monthly ritual, so I do have a schedule for what ritual we're doing each month. Like next month, we have spiritual healing coming up, and that's going to be in April. I think it's April 10th is the spiritual healing ritual. But you can find us there on our website. We also post information on our Instagram, which is Third Generation Conjure, and also on our Facebook. And the Facebook is 3RD Generation Conjure.
And our goal, Sade and I have been talking about doing this, having a clubhouse once a month prior to their rituals, their group rituals, so that we can discuss them and just share with people what they should expect and what it is, and to see if that's something that people would be interested in or even need want to experience for themselves. I highly recommend. everything from third generation Conjure. There's I can really honestly say that you have been a blessing into my life. So thank you for that. So we want to open. Can we open up for a couple of questions? You guys up for that?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Dana, you want to take it away? You want to manage the question portion of this?
I'm happy to. Anyone have questions? Raise your hand so we can bring you up to the stage. There's no question too dumb, too small.
Yeah, because I had some people last time saying that they were nervous to ask a question. You don't have to be nervous because somebody probably has the same question you have.
Absolutely. So Tamara or Tamara, am I saying that right?
It's Tamara.
Tamara? Mm-hmm. Come on up. Ask Mama Conjure or Sade your question.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, Tamara.
Hello. My question is, as far as Ancestor Veneration, am I able to put my husband's deceased parents on my ancestor altar?
Yes, you are. I have on my altar. She has one too. I have my in-laws on there as well. It's not just the people that are blood to you. It could be a friend that seemed like family. So you can. I have in-laws on mine as well. Mm-hmm. I did too.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, wonderings, praise? I know I could give praise all day. I have Diane.
Hi, thank you for taking my question. In the spirit of no dumb questions, can you walk us through, this is the first group ritual that I've participated in. So can you just walk us through how you do petitions? Do we just email to you? And maybe like some examples for specific to Uncrossing. Thank you.
Well, we do allow everyone to send their petitions just because everyone has different needs. So there is, when you purchase, there's a note to seller tab, but a lot of people don't see that, especially if they pay with PayPal. So if you have not sent a petition, you can send that to our email, which is thirdgenerationconjure@gmail.com, and just include your order number, your date of birth, your name. And as far as petitions are concerned, it's best to write petitions like in the present form. So an example for uncrossing would be something like, I'm removing any kind of negative conditions. Anything else? I have one petition that was sent to me, and it was just so awesome to me, and I hope the young lady doesn't mind us sharing. I'm not going to give her name, but I'm going to give you an example of a perfect petition to me. You want to read that since you got on your glasses? Okay, so she put and then she put her name and her date of birth. Express the highest gratitude for guidance, support, protection, nourishment, and unconditional love that I feel and have daily. I thank you for all that I have, non-material, material, for I am not needing or wanting for anything. And when there is a need or I fall short, you have always followed through. Okay, so you see how she put that in present tense, but she's also showing gratitude in her petition. So I always put it in present tense as if this has already manifested for you. It's already been granted for you.
Hold on, y'all. This is a really important part. Petitions are tricky for everyone. Nakia, can I ask you to put your mic on mute? I'm
so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. And I have you up next. But if y'all don't mind repeating that, because that is the present tense of petitions is so, so important. Okay?
Yes, it is. I'm going to read this. She had a long petition, but I'm going to just read like a couple sentences from it. But this was an example. She said, "Dear universe, honorable ancestors and spirit guides, I, She put her name, born, she put her date of birth. Express the highest gratitude for guidance, support, protection, nourishment, and unconditional love that I feel and have daily. I thank you all for all that I have, non-material and material, for I am not needing or wanting for anything. And when there is a need or I fall short, you have always followed through in divine time to provide support and guidance.
And she put that in present tense as if it has already been granted for her. So whatever it is that you're desiring, that you're petitioning for, that your declaration is for, you put it in present tense as if it has already been done.
Okay, thank you so much.
Does that answer your question, Diane?
Yes, thank you.
Great. Well, I'm going to leave y'all up here when you ask questions for a second, in case you have anything else. But
and just so you guys know, if we see your petition and it's not worded correctly, a lot of times we might change a few words on it to put it in present tense. So you don't have to stress as much about that.
That is so good to know.
We got your back.
Because I stress. Sade will tell you it takes me a whole 24 hours to figure out what I'm going to write. So.
I am the same way, and I'm a writer, so you would think I'd be efficient with it, but I sit and stress
right?
Those words. That was music to my ears just now. That's how much they care, y'all. Though that's why
I know
third generation. They care so much that they are willing to help complete your petitions.
It's so true. It's so true.
We do have people waiting though. If y'all don't mind, Mama Conjure, I'm going to move on to the next question. Nakia, you actually had your hand raised first. I had to pull you back up a couple times. So it's Nakia and then Francine. I'll take yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, so my question is, as far as making, like, the actual product, like oils or, like, whatever, other than like setting your intentions and speaking over them, like what gives you like the most potent or effective? What's the word I'm trying to say?
That what makes my products work?
Yes, because I saw this video. This guy, he makes Conjure oils, and he explained that you have to conjure up certain spirits or whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, I have a pretty good connection with my ancestors. Like, they come through dreams and all that, and I'm just not comfortable working with like other deities or whatever. Like, I just choose not to. So is that a must, like, that you have to conjure up spirits, or can you just specifically just work with your own family, your ancestors, and your intentions to get good results?
When I'm in my room, which I have a room, it's an altar. It's an altar room where I make the products. I don't deal with any deities, period. I deal with my ancestors, and I deal with my source, my greater source. So when I'm in that room, I am petitioning to my ancestors. I'm petitioning to the herbs. I'm in the room talking to the herbs. So I don't do any deities, period. And I don't recommend any of my customers to participate with different deities either.
Mama Conjure, if any of us don't know what you mean by deities, can you give us a little one-on-one about what that means? Nakia might be a little bit more advanced than some of us.
Yeah, and Nakia, can you mute yourself because there's some background noise coming in as well, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, a lot of people that work they deal with different deities, Loas, and I strictly deal with my ancestors, such as they might petition, their saints, Papa Legba. They might petition a saint, or they might petition an Orisha, different deities. And then there's people that work different practices that they petition people. I don't even know the name of them, a lot of them. But all we deal with, is our ancestors. So a deity is a god, you know, and there's different ones, and there's different ones for different practices. But we don't do that.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. And I was just wondering because I know, like, with certain gods and whatever, like, people say how I'm not going to say turn on you, but, like, if you...
They will.
They might, tricksters and stuff, and I'm just not with that. I just rather deal with my bloodline family members.
I'm right there with you, Nakia. Yeah, they will turn on you. And you've got to know what you're doing. You've got to be in that practice, especially like, for instance, with Lois. I mean, that's not the practice of hoodoo. It's not. We don't deal with Lois and Orishas. We don't. I don't even work with the saints. I'm not a Christian. I don't work with the saints. I use the Bible, and I use the Bible because of it's a spell book, and yeah. But I don't even work with the saints. I work with my ancestors and my ancestors only.
Well, that's another, if I may interject, that is another topic we should study as the Bible being a spell book. That is a wonderful thing that we should explore at some point, but I'm glad that you mentioned it. And that would be a wonderful topic, I think, to go over that.
It would. We have one more question in waiting, and then I think if you want to round robin and ask any more quick questions of folks, but Francine was next. If you are clear, Nakia, I'm going to move on to the next.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Hi, I wanted to actually, you make me so nervous. You guys, I get nervous, so, but I actually wanted to say thank you guys, because ever since I came across you guys, my life changed so much. I feel like I needed an exorcism. And it's, I mean, everything has changed so much. I don't mean to cry, but thank you guys so much, because since I met you guys, everything has just it's just my kids' life have changed. I've changed, just me being different. My whole everything has changed. I'm not the same person I used to be. Like she said, my friends are different. I've even lost some family that I used to do so much for. And I, everything just changed. Just the complete, my whole life got, soaked in, Florida water and bleach. And I just got, in every single way.
That's amazing.
From my, vagina to my everything. Everything got, washed every time I use your guys' stuff. I look totally different, and I just want to thank you guys so much, because you guys really have helped me drastically.
That means a whole lot to us. It really does, because that's exactly what we're here to do. And if we do anything else different, our ancestors will whoop our ass. I'm going to tell you right now. But we're here to help people. And that's right there. And I told Sade, I said, if I don't help but one person, then my job would have been done, And that's exactly what we're here to do. We're here to help people, people that want to be helped. And you do not have to be nervous around. I'm pretty down to earth and laid back. I have no filters, so that's the reason I don't get on social media. But you don't have to be nervous around us. This is a family talking here. So, and I'm here to help. And you guys have helped me too, whether you know it or not. But I really appreciate that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dana. Dana, was that the last question?
That was, but I'm going to throw a quick praise in.
Oh, there you go.
I want to share the story about me and you real quick.
Okay.
Last summer, I escaped Chicago after like the riots started just getting, everything was blocked off and whatnot, and I just wanted to get into nature. Took my daughter, went to Arizona. I get this random call from Shalonda about, Spirit told me to tell you you need protection. The veil is thin. Spirit told me, and I'm a newbie, right? You know, I know a little something, but I'm like, what do I need? And she was like, you need to get with my folks down in Alabama. She sent me your Instagram profile, and I just told her last night, I had been working with products from another person who considers themselves a really like high-end practitioner, and they started being really funky and evil on Instagram, and I was like, I don't like this, and I had something on the way from them when she told me about y'all, and I am telling you, since then, I have incorporated and integrated so many of your lessons from YouTube, Instagram, tried out products, you know, trial and error, had stuff happen to me, turn around where I had to reach out and be like, why is this happening? Y'all straighten me out. And I through 2020, I was able to like write a whole book. And it's like in the publishing phase. And it was like a real leap of faith for me to even feel confident to invest in myself in that way. This was through y'all rituals. Prosperity came my way. I saw little small things happening that I never looked at before. I started seeing ancestors I didn't even know. I would go back and describe it to my mom, and she'd be like, that was Uncle So-and-so, and he was in the crazy house. How did you know that? So I have to say thank you to not just y'all, but also to Sho, because I would have been still sitting in some frustration probably dealing with this funky attitude spiritual practitioner. Probably not see, probably crossed and didn't know it, not seeing results, and still chasing after a fucking man who didn't want me.
Exactly. Totally. Exactly.
Stupid love ritual was gonna work, and I got with the real deal. My folks in Alabama, and it's great. So we appreciate all y'all. I want to be a testimony for you, for anyone listening. They are very accessible. Feel free to DM them, DM Sho. She's accessible. Anything that you're wondering after this talk, you know, be with it. It's all good.
Thank you, Dana, for that. That's amazing.
We really appreciate that.
This has been recorded, so I will be posting this for anyone who missed it. If you want to revisit this and listen to it again, I will be sending this to Sade and Mama Conjure. You can post it if you want, and I'll have it on my my Spotify, the ShoLove podcast, pretty soon. Not really sure how soon. But if we have any more questions, we can have a couple more. If not, we can wrap it up. If you, Sade and Mama Conjure, if you want to let people know about the ritual again and let people know how they can contact you, that would be great.
Well, the ritual, once again, is happening on March the 9th, and we do have sign up until next Monday. It'll close at 7 p.m. You can sign up for the ritual on our website, which is www.thirdgenerationconjure.com. You can also find us on Instagram, which is Third Generation Conjure, and Facebook as well, and that is 3RD Generation Conjure. And we also have a YouTube channel, so you can search us there, and that's Third Generation Conjure as well.
So if you're feeling funky, if things aren't just haven't been going your way, if you feel stuck and you've been, you know, your money's funny, you might want to, consider doing the ritual with Third Generation Conjure. I did every single ritual in 2020, and I swear to God, that's how I made it through. And if you have any questions, like Dana said, they are so accessible. I try not to bother them so much because I know how much they give to their customers, and even to people who aren't their customers. I'm sure people looky loos. They just come and ask questions. So thank you so much. You guys want to say anything more?
No, I just want to thank everybody. We appreciate you.
We really do. We really appreciate you. You're my conjure babies.
Well, I love it. Thank you all. And again, this will be recorded. So just know that if you did ask questions, that we will be using, probably be using a portion of the show for public use. But thank you so much. And we will be back in a month with Third Generation Conjure for their next ritual next month in April. And we'll keep you posted on our social medias for that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you, everyone who asked a question. Francine, Nakia, Tamara. We had a few more. Diane, thank you so much. And again, I have been your host, ShoLove. You can find me on Instagram, ShoLove Now. And I'm on Spotify, the ShoLove Now podcast. Thank you so much, and everyone enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I look forward to this again.
Yay, thanks, Dana.
Bye, guys.
Bye.